Getting back your ex can seem like an impossible mission, but it isn't. You may think that your ex hates you, but they don't. They're just in the midst of a lot of emotions. Firstly, you should be sure that you want the person back. After this, you can go ahead. It is important to proceed with caution. This is why I came up with a list of 6 things to do to bring an ex-lover back. If you follow these things well, you ought to get back your ex. If you recently broke up or your partner broke up, and you want them back, keep reading and you'll know just what to do and how to do it. Number 1. Keep your distance and check if your ex is single. The first thing you want to do when you have an ex-lover is to keep your distance and use that little time to check if you want to get back together with them. You must keep some distance from your ex to deal with your plenty of emotions. The space would help you both determine if you want to get back together. Take this time to process your thoughts and check why you want to get back together. Even at the time that you've decided that you want this person back, it's best to still give them time and not act desperate. If you text and call your ex-lover immediately after you've both had separated, then they most likely won't reply to you. While you've figured out that you want your partner and you figured out the reason why you want them back, you must go ahead to check if your ex-lover is single. This is important so that you don't go ahead planning to get back together with someone who has already moved on. If they're single, then you can go ahead with your plans and try to bring back your ex-lover. While many people think that a lack of contact with your ex means that your ex-lover would forget about you, this is very wrong. In reality, when you don't contact your ex-lover, you are giving them the time to miss you, and they would be wondering why you aren't contacting them. When you give them time, they would be able to evaluate what it is like to have a life that doesn't have you involved in it. Number 2. Focus on yourself. Use the distance between you and your ex to focus on yourself. You can take the time to improve on yourself in ways that would be so irresistible to your ex. When you work on certain areas of your life, it'll be easier for your lover to come back to you. You can take a new hobby. You can spend time with your friends, go on a date with friends, take a course or learn a skill that you've always wanted to, and get better with your personality and behavior towards other people. These are things you could do in the meantime before you reach out to your ex. Do things that will make you a better version of who you were before. Use this distance and time to become a more attractive person and make positive changes in your life, such that your ex-lover would have a hard time resisting you after you decide to establish contact with them. Number 3. Act casual. While you're trying to get your ex-lover back, you mustn't show your desperation. Don't let them know that you want to get back together immediately you reach out to them. If you do this, you might frighten them and push them further away from you, and it may even ruin all chances of getting them back into your life. If you run into them, just be casual and friendly. Don't be overly friendly or overly familiar. Number 4. Contact your ex. After you've done all of the above, you can go ahead and contact your ex. It's best to send a text message because they're more casual than phone calls or emails. When you reach out through a text, it's best to keep the text very simple and casual. Instead of telling them how much you cannot live without them, it's much better to tell them something funny that happened during your day, or tell them something about your past that is interesting and would remind your ex about you. After sending texts, you can reach out more to your ex to check if you both can meet up physically. When you both meet up, it's best to meet in the day and you both can spend time to catch up and break the weirdness in the relating. You can just talk slightly and try to build a gradual friendship if they're open to it. Try your best to look very good so that it can boost your confidence while you're speaking to your ex, and will increase the likelihood of them wanting you back. After a while of trying to become friends and you've noticed that your ex is already relaxed, you can then try to bring up your true desire, but before you do, that you should talk about what went wrong when you both were together. It's important that while you're trying to talk and resolve what went wrong, you're not shifting blames or acting defensive. If you truly want your lover back, your best bet is to admit your mistakes, apologize for them, and then reassure your ex that such mistakes wouldn't occur again if you had another chance with them. Let them know that you're willing to make sure that the relationship does not go through the mistakes that it went through previously on your part. When you've let them know all these, you can now proceed to tell them what's on your mind, and you will tell them how you feel and what you want from them. If after the time you both have spent together, it seems like your ex isn't planning to talk about it, you should bring it up. Let them know that you're very willing to work things out and that you want to get back together with them. Let them know that you had enough time to think and that you've grown and want to give the relationship another chance. After you've indicated your interest, you can ask them if it still interests them. Let them know that there's no pressure and that they can take their time to think about it and reply to you. Now that you've told them that you're ready to change, let them know that your words are indeed true. Go ahead and do the things that you'd said you'd do. If you don't do the things you promised to do, the relationship may not even happen. Ensure to follow through on your actions. If you were the one who did several things in the relationships that need to change, then improve on those things, and let it be obvious that you're making efforts. While communicating with your ex, you can try to remind them about the happy times you both shared. Talk about the memories you shared, so that your ex can be reminded of the sweet parts of the relationship and get them more open to reconciling with you. Number 5. Put out the best things about yourself on display to your ex-lover. To bring your ex-lover back, you can bank on the very attributes that attracted them to you in the first place. You should look for creative ways to showcase those things. If it was your sense of humor that made them attracted to you, you can try to make them laugh and help them remember how much they used to love it when you did make them laugh. It may be your courageous and daring attitudes. If that's the case, also go ahead and let them see it. Whatsoever it is they liked a lot about you, help them see that they're missing it and that it's still present in your life so they can crave you back into their life. Number 6. Be patient and outwatch for signs of interest from your ex. While it can be very hard when you begin the process of talking to your ex, don't give up yet and don't get tired. They may not respond to the first several texts or invitation to hang out, but keep trying and it'll work out well. If your ex-lover is responding well to invitations and taking their time well to hang out with you, then it's progress, and it seems like a sign of them wanting to continue their relationship. However, asking and clarifying from them is a good idea. In that way, you can be sure if they want the same things that you want. If your ex-lover just doesn't want to hear you out or hang out with you, it most likely means that they don't want you. The above things are the 6 things to do to bring an ex back. If you follow these steps, you'll get back your ex. Don't give up. Remember to take time to evaluate that you want your ex, and ensure to take things slowly. Change where you need to, and let them see that you're sincere. These would bring your ex back.